Paula McCoy here, owner of Colors for Earth. We are going to give it a few minutes and let some of you folks join in, making sure everything is working okay. So when you get on, make sure that you say something in the chat. Tell me where you're from. Say hello. I see one person. So hopefully, oh, there we go. I think we've got people that are starting to find me. All right. Good evening again. Paula McCoy, owner of Colors for Earth. Tonight, we are going to just talk about some of our glass products and hopefully educate you on some different uses of it. And then I hope you ask questions so that I can answer those for you. Hello, Paulette, Jackie, Janet. Hey there. Colorado. So tell me where you're from. Be sure and say something in the chat. If you like and share this video, you will get into a drawing that I'll announce the following week of who the winner is. So we have a winner for tonight. Hey, Miss Ginger. Hey, Dim. Okay, so people are starting to find me. All right, so I hope you guys are having a good week. We had some storms through Dallas area today, and I was like crossing my fingers that we weren't going to have it tonight. So I think they're gone in my area. Hopefully we'll be okay. So, all right, guys. Good evening. Good evening, Jameson. Hey. Well, and I was going to say, hello, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Jenny, you can't hear Jenny, but Jenny is on, it's like I told you, the little voice in my head. She is my tech person that's helping me remotely now. That's how we're doing this. So anyway, okay. So hopefully you guys are having a good week. And I want to talk about some of my classes that are coming up in case you missed some of those announcements on Facebook. And this video is going to Facebook and YouTube Live at the same time. You can always, it's so much easier to find the videos on YouTube. It's just a little easier than going through all the stuff that I post on my feed. Okay. Hey, Janet. Good evening. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my camera over to my overhead, and then I'll talk to you for a few minutes about a couple of things. Okay. Let's see how I'm going to do this. All right. So Jenny, can you still hear me when you see just the overhead? I want to make sure. Okay. All right. She says she can hear me. So be sure and ask any questions. Like I said, if you have some of our products, of course, here's our website, and I will show that real quick on the screen also. I'll run that across the bottom. Here's the website and my email that you can reach me at. If you have our glass products, whether it's the color concentrates or the enamels, enamels, make sure you ask to join the private Facebook group, the closed group, CFE Glass Color Artist. You have to answer the questions, and you have to answer them correctly, or you don't get admitted, okay? And if you've tried to join the group and you haven't got on there, check your private messages, because I try to private message each person and explain, but sometimes we're not friends, so you don't see that. YouTube channel is my name. You'll see the Colors for Earth logo. And be sure and like and subscribe, hit that little bell so that you don't miss any time that I upload a video or go live, okay? All right. Also, if you have any questions regarding your glass projects, the more information you can give me on our closed group, or you can post it on my page, it doesn't matter. Be sure and tag me. I try to be friends with everybody, so you can tag me and I'll see it right away. If I don't catch it right away, usually one of our other members will tag me and I'll get on there as quick as I can to answer you. What COE, how many layers, stacking order, did you paint top or bottom? Did you cap it with a piece? Did you cap it with Frit? Your schedule. The more information you can give me, the better I am at trying to answer your questions. Okay, so keep that in mind. In the next day or two, we are going to have new color concentrate flyers. I did up a new one to show some of the information. And then on the back of that flyer, and these will go out with the orders, it will have the color concentrate chart and then the unfired and fired chart with the stroke work on it. So I think that'll be beneficial to you in the future. So look for those coming in your orders. So we usually put them in every single order. Don't forget, you've got all of these quick reference guides. They are also on the website, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to share my screen and show you where you can find these if you don't have them in your order, that you can download them. They're PDFs. So we have them for all the different types of products. Okay. And it just goes. Okay. All right. She said my camera's having a little, I flipped too fast, is probably what it is. So anyway, these are all on the website. Okay. Return. And you can download any of these. It gives you basic information. So these are great. You can, like I said, download them to your computer and create yourself a folder. Okay. And I think there's one more. Silk screening and the new designers. Okay. So that's what those are. All right. We'll get rid of that. And these are some tiles. Yes, Jenny? Okay. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, maybe. Okay. So, and I can't get them all on here, but we'll, maybe we can extend it this way and it'll work. There we go. That way it's close. All right. So these are 4x4 tiles that I made. And what I did was I just took the same design, because sometimes people don't understand they can do the same thing or the same design with all the different products. So this first one is done with the no fire, low fire piping paste. And I'm going to tilt this. And I think, I'm trying to see if, can you see that it's a little textured around the outer edge of the petal and the leaves there? Can you see it up here? It's kind of shimmery because it's textured. Okay. So this is the no fire, low fire piping paste that comes in the 4-ounce jar. And then you put it in a little piping bottle and squeeze out the outline, and then you paint inside. Okay. This is just a watercolor background, just taking the sumi brush and kind of mushing the color on. These are the same colors on these three. Maybe that'll be easier. So same colors on the petals, the leaves, everything. It's just different. This is the paste. This is no outline. This one has the GO331, which is the pre-mixed liquid outline, black outline. And it tends to be a matte finish. And I like to go over it with the CC101. And that makes it nice and bright. Okay. You can sift over this to make it food safe. But as far as the outline product, do not cap that outline. And I'm going to show you a little piece of what happens. Let's see if I can get this in view without taking it off the board. I think right there. So this one here is the same as this little flower, but this is the black, the GO331, and I capped it. Look at the bubbles. I think there's a cool technique there. Maybe Jameson can work on that. He's good at experimenting things. So it's there. You can see it if you were here looking at it solid or close to it, but it does bubble all over. And Jenny, that might be something for you to experiment with your hearts too. This is where the outline is on top. It's a matte finish. It's not a glossy finish. It's a matte finish. Okay. So we tell you that the outlines are not supposed to be capped. The white's a little harder to see. And believe it or not, it did not bubble between, only the black did. Okay, these were samples, new charts that I made up 2 years ago before the Vegas show. So I would not cap either one until after you fired it, or pre-fire it, we call it, set it at 1380, and then you can come back and cap over it. Okay, because of this being a matte finish, it's not technically food safe. It's non-toxic, but it's not food safe because liquid could get into those particles and then can grow things. Okay. The low fire, no fire piping paste, okay, is white and black. This is the brush embroidery. It does leave a little bit of a texture, especially if you do dots. You can cap this. So on these two here, I use the black to outline, flooded colors in. I use the white to outline. I'm talking about the paste. This row is all paste, okay? So you can cap them, but you don't have to. It depends on if it's going to be for food or not. This type of stuff is usually a decorative piece that you're working on. If you're going to do flooding of color, then you would cap it. Okay, so outlines, GOs, meaning glass outline, are not to be capped until they've been set fired at 1380. Okay, then you can cap them. Paste, low fire, no fire piping paste. So W stands for white, B for black, low fire paste is what the other initials. So when you're searching for it on the website, that's what you're going to see. Okay. You can also, this is heavy, tint the white paste with your color concentrates. So you can actually take the color concentrates, the CCs, shake them up real well, put some white paste in a little cup, add a few drops, mix it up. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. This is 143, believe it or not, added to the white paste. Okay, that way you can see. Okay, so it's light. Remember, anytime you're adding to white, you're going to make a pastel. You're not going to get a real dark color. Okay, you're adding it to a white base. Okay, and we'll just talk about a couple other things. I said I was going to do outline, but this is the bubble art, and I sprinkled it on. So I just opened my jar of dry powders. I took my tool, and I scooped up some color, and then I just tap, 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 and let it fall down on the glass. And I used like 5 different colors on this. It's great for jewelry. Back it with white, cap it with clear, and it's really fun to do. Okay, so let's go down here and look at these. So there's your bubble art colors. Okay, I may have to back that camera off. But this is just showing, yeah, it's just showing you how you can flood the color in. You can, and this is all on the color charts. You've got it in your paperwork, but it is on the website also. You can brush it on. If you put the bubble art on top, I don't know if I can get this close enough you can see, it's textured, kind of like eruptions. It's like little divots. That would not be food safe. The bubble art has to be placed between 2 pieces of glass in order for it to be food safe. But it only really makes bubbles other than texture if it's between 2. And some colors bubble more, like the white, parchment, and the sapphire, and the navy. Sapphire is even more than the navy. So some colors, and the time and temperature make bubbles. So the higher you go with your temperature, so if you're on 90 versus 96, it's going to be, could be larger bubbles. And every time you fire these, they can get larger. Okay, so okay, we have a question on the bubble art. Would it work to sift the bubble art and then cap it, correct? Oh, would it work to sift instead of cap? Sift, Den, you're asking if you sift clear powdered Frit over it. It would, I think that's what you're asking. It would, but it's going to be very textured. And as long as it's not a food piece that you're working on, that would be fine. Yes, you could do that. But I think it's going to erupt between the little sifted particles. Okay. So I'm not sure I would do that. Oh, no, the outline, he says. Would it work to sift over it? Okay, so what he's asking is, when you're doing the outlines, could you put the outline on? It's on the top piece of glass. Could you sift clear powdered Frit over it, and would that work? I can't say that I've done that before. It should work only because if you've got a light sifting, okay, because you've got openings between the particles of glass, okay, even though they're small, that the air pockets can get out. So I think it will work, but I'm not, I have not tried that. That's a new experiment I'll have to do. Any other questions, Jenny? Okay. Ginger says refresh your page. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, okay. 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 So let me back. Whoops. I went into. So these are the sparkles down here. Okay. I think I should have dusted this off before I started. It's been leaning against a chart. Anyway, I've got uncapped and capped is what I'm showing. So this side just has a 2-inch, and this is a 1x2 that I put over them. Copper is the only one that really stays coppery between. The gold tends to mute out to like a fleshy. The white sparkle doesn't really have a whole lot of sparkle left, and the silver just isn't real silvery either. It just turns a gray. So only the copper sparkle is one that I would feel safe with in capping. If you fire and set these to 1380, then cap them, they will work. Okay, so Den says he's got it, so that must have answered his. Okay, all right, so let's go back to these. Okay, so we've got paste outline, no outline, and we've got the Geo, and then I took the 101 or the DB 101, either one, and went back over, and then I added some detail on these. Okay, so this is just, and that makes it blacker. Okay, and remember, because it had the Geo, I can't cap it. So you know what, Den? I did sift over this one so that it wouldn't be as rough, and it was fine. But I did put the CC 101 or the DB 101 over the top of it because I have a tendency to get on top of my outline because the Geo is flat with the glass. So when I'm flooding in color, it tends to go over it. If you have a bad habit of that, use the paste. It's a raised outline, and it's like building a dam to get your colors to stay inside of. And that's the one I like when I'm teaching classes. It's easier for the students to use because it's raised up. And I believe one of the original videos that's out there shows you, the difference. I turn it to the side before it's been fired so you can see that. Good evening, Miss Margie. So much information. Recap, right? Recap. Okay, so that's using all the same colors, just different techniques. So, and this page is on the blog page, and I think Jenny may have put it in the chat. If she hasn't, she will. You can print the sheet out that has this, and it tells you exactly what I did on it. Okay, so it's just an FYI sheet. All right, and I will post that in the CFE Glass Color Artist group also. Okay, this one has the GTs. So this is the yellow, the orange, and the red. GT meaning glass, and T stands for toxic. Okay, so Paulette is asking, will any of the products set at 1300 degrees? I want to add color, but not lose the crisp definition of the water jet. Paulette, the CCs will set at 1225, but they are going to be matte. And if you can hold it 13, say for 10 or 15 minutes, you might be able to get the enamels to gloss. Okay, so that's my answer for that. And Jenny just posted the blog page that you can print the picture out that shows all this and tells you what I'm telling you. Okay, the GTs can only be used or mixed with each other. Okay, they have cadmium in them. They're not unleaded. In other words, they're a leaded base. So you can butt colors up to them, but you can't take a green and blend like I've done here with the yellow and orange, okay, because it's going to contaminate it. You've got G series needs to stay with G. You can mix these to get different values of them, but they need to only be side by side and blended with a GT color. And there's only 3 of them, okay? Okay, I need to slow down. Sorry. She said I'm blurring for everybody. So as my hand moves, so I'll try to not do that. I tend to talk with my hands, so I apologize. So on the GTs, only blend and mix with the other GTs. Don't add this to this. You wouldn't want to take the pink and the yellow and try to blend on the same petal. Okay? It's going to contaminate it, and it can turn black on you. All right. The back of this, I just, actually, it was on the other piece of glass. There's 2 here. I did a marbleized, and this is a good lesson to learn because I had, what do we call them? A senior moment. And I had marbleized gold sparkle and ivory. And then I capped it. So what did I just tell you a few minutes ago? you can't cap gold sparkle without it turning flesh tone. So can you see that it's just kind of a brown color almost? That's what happens when you cap it. Now, if I had put it on the back side and not really, even though you're capping it by laying the glass down, I have had that work before. It's because I'm not trapping it between. It was just on the lower side against the firing paper. Okay. All right. Matte finish is okay, Paulette says. Okay, good. Good. This one, and I need a piece of paper behind it, okay, is the bubble art. And let me see if I can. So same flower that I'm doing on the others, I just outlined, I actually flooded with two different colors of bubble art, the pink and the burgundy color. Okay, I'll just need to slow my hands down. Let me use my pointer instead. Maybe that'll work. Okay, so I had pink and I had burgundy, and I flooded them just like I did the other ones. Okay, so it was this type of blending. And then what I went back and did was I took one of those pointed Q-tips, okay, and I just seesawed or cleaned out some of the areas so that I got, you see how it's got lines, but it's just clear lines because I've rubbed off the bubble art there is what I've done. Kind of fun. Used two different colors of green, on the leaves to create it, and then I flooded in the background. So that was all of this was done on one piece, and then I capped it. Any questions on that one? Nope. Okay. All right. So that's kind of fun to do. This is the designers. Let me get back on my paper here. This is the designers that we can do brush strokes with. So it is loading with the color, tipping and pulling in, and then I did my little strokes. And you can go watch any of the other designer. And there's videos out there on all these types of things. I just wanted to kind of show you side by side, because then, and with you printing out that sheet also that's on the blog, you can say, oh, you know what? I like this look. Even though it's doing the same technique, it has a different effect, with the different products. Okay, so this was capped with clear. The designers have to be capped because they will wipe off after you fire and set them. Okay, and I need to back up a little bit more. Oh, I did it again. I need to write on there. Okay, then we've got, this is the sparkles. And I want to show you these two side by side. Sparkles and glitz. Similar. I like using the glitz on top of a dark because they show up, and it also adds some shadowing. So remember the jewelry we did a few weeks ago, how I outlined and then I put color inside? So I used the etch-all in the small piping bottle with the tip, and I outlined everything, let that dry, and then I flooded my colors in. And then when it was almost dry, I peeled that off before I fired it. Okay, so that one has the etch-all on it. Now, you can take any of the colors, doesn't matter which ones, whether it's the sparkles or the glitz. Can you see that shimmer? Isn't that pretty? This one, I actually mixed like the opal ice, which is the 601, with the 360 green, and applied it. And then I also did some strokes on top. That's that little bit of shimmer that you see around the edges of the leaves there. See that up there and there? So you can mix it with a color and apply it just like you do the regular enamels. And it will have that little bit of a shimmer, kind of create yourself your own dichro. Isn't that cool? And then I just put some dots on there. So on this one, it is just the sparkles. And I just use sparkles to do my 2-color blending, 3-color blending. And it just gives that shimmer. So we've got copper in the center, gold sparkle on the outside. This is not capped. And then you've got white and silver. And then what I did was I took the silver and mixed it with the purple. I think you can kind of see a little bit of it if I can get it caught right in the. So it gives it a little bit of a shimmer. And when you mix the sparkles 50-50 with your regular G series enamels, it becomes food safe. So when you mix the sparkle colors 50-50 with any of the G series enamels, they become food safe. They're not food safe when they're just used by themselves because they have texture. If you go hot enough, they will gloss. But when there's texture, you don't want food to get caught in there. Now, could you put cookies on it? Yeah. But you wouldn't want to have it where it would have any kind of liquid in that container. Okay. Hopefully that gives you some ideas also. Good evening, Ms. Robin. Okay. So do you like that idea that you can do all those different same design, same flower, just all those different ways to get different effects? And hopefully that'll give you some ideas. You know, maybe you haven't used the bubble art. This is a different way to use it. It's kind of fun. I think it'd be great on like lampshades because you'd have the light reflecting through all the different texture of the bubbles. All right. Any questions, Jenny? I don't see any. Okay. We did have one question, and I don't know, is Kathy, and I'm going to really butcher this name, Bonasori? Kathy B. We'll just leave it at Kathy B. Do we have her out there? Do you know? Did you happen to see that name? She sent an, okay, so Jenny's checking on that. She's there. Okay, Kathy. She sent in a question and she said she's got an order to do house numbers, and it's number 1544 is the house numbers. And she wants to apply enamel. So what she's going to do is she was planning on sandblasting the numbers into the glass and then paint in that area with the enamels. Will that work? Yes, it will. Kathy, what I would do is make sure you take a air compressor or a can of air or something and make sure you've cleaned the sandblasted area really well. Okay. You don't want any particles in there that can cause the enamels to repel. Okay. And then you can, and she asked which one would be the glossiest as far as the colors. So G301, which is our black enamel mixed with the medium, would be the glossy, and that should be glossy and it will stay within that. It's no different than applying like a stencil and doing it. So you just are sandblasting an area and you want to fill it in. Just make sure that area is very, very clean. Clean it with white distilled vinegar after you get an air, like I said, an air compressor or can of air or something that's going to get all that out of there. And really take one of those pointed Q-tips with the vinegar and get down in there and make sure that you clean it really well. Okay. But don't clean it with soap and water. If you do, you need to go back with the white distilled vinegar. That's the best thing to clean your products, or excuse me, clean your glass with when you're using our products. Okay. Okay. So we have a couple of different colors. We have sapphire blue, and let me grab the chart. Hold on. I'll find the right one. And we have navy, which is okay. So I think you can. This looks pretty good on camera. I hope you guys can see it. So the 343 is the sapphire. It's brighter. The 340 is like a navy. It's like a black blue. So I think that's probably, if you want the sapphire one, is the brighter. If you want the darker towards the black, then 340. And you would need the glass medium, the GM 300 to mix it with. And I have tons of videos out there as far as mixing. I can show that in a little bit. So, yes. Okay, that was the next part of the question was, does she need to cap this? You don't have to cap ours. They do shine. So this side is uncapped. This side is capped. It softens the color a little bit when you cap it, but if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't know the difference. Okay. So I don't cap mine. A lot of times I'll put that second piece of glass underneath the piece I'm working on to get my 6 millimeter thickness. Hopefully that makes, so it will shine on its own. Any of these G series colors shine on their own. The sparkles do not. So hopefully 1380 is your minimum temperature to set the color and to get it to gloss. Okay, so 1380. I had that written down. I was getting there. Why sandblast the numbers? Den is saying. Why not just paint them on top? Good question. So, Kathy, you could actually take contact paper. Okay, and I don't know that I don't. Like, there's some inexpensive contact paper you could run it through if you've got like a Cricut or a Silhouette. Do your numbers and then weed those out. Put your contact paper down. This is a real low tack. It was from like Dollar Tree or something. And then you could flood the enamels in it and kind of eliminate that step of the sandblasting unless it's just something you want to do. Okay. Okay, so Talissa, are the clay dimensions food safe? Okay, Talissa, you're talking about a ceramic product. Okay, as long as those, so don't get paste and get clay dimensions. And I think we've talked on email about this. So clay dimensions, as long as you use a glaze over them, yes, they would be food safe. I would not use them. She's talking about a ceramic product that we sell. It's a dimensional product, just like the paste, but it stays raised. Okay. So you would make sure you clear glaze over that, which you need to anyway, because it's going to, it has to be sealed on there. Does that make sense? I hope. Okay. All right. So hopefully that's good information as far as all that goes. And then you can download that sheet. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you, we'll just briefly talk about a couple other things. Just, this is kind of like a recap overview of everything. So this is a stencil that we sell. And then I've sifted the products, and there's a video out there. I did a whole Tuesday night video on sifting. Okay, so I put a thin coat of the glass medium down on the piece with the sumi brush, very thin, set the stencil down, which that keeps it in place. And then I sift with your enamel sifters the different colors, and then very carefully lift all four corners and then lift the whole thing. And yes, whatever's on top ends up going in the trash, or you can try to save it in another container. Okay, so that's just another technique you can do with your dry enamels. Okay, so what is Kathy saying here? I was thinking I could be neater with the color. True. But if you do, so she's saying she thought she could be neater by sandblasting. But if you will just take the Cricut, you can do the, and I don't have, hold on, I just did a ceramic piece. I can't show you guys because it's for, so here's something cut out of that contact paper. Okay, Kathy. So you could, it's a low tack. Mine, I've used this, so it's not going to be down. It's not going to stick down. Okay. And then when it's stuck, you can flood in, and before it completely dries, then you would just lift that off, and then you can touch up any edges if you needed to. So that's just another way. It depends on what you have available to you. Okay. Okay. We have another question. The white sparkle. Okay, so she made some ornaments. She painted the background with white sparkle. And will it, but she's not going to cap. Will it be shiny? It's going to be glittery or sparkly. Okay. If you cap it, it's just going to look white. Okay, Grace, that's Gracie. She's one of my teachers. Will it be shiny? It's kind of, no, it's a, hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay, this is, oh, that's glitz. Sorry, wrong one. Hold on. Another chart. These are heavy, you guys, with all this glass on it. Okay, so Grace, can you see this here? See how it's shiny and kind of textured? That's the white sparkle uncapped. This is what it looks like capped. So see, it's not going to be sparkly like snow if you cap it. I would leave it uncapped. An ornament is not going to be in somebody's mouth. I would do uncapped personally. Okay, I think that answered her question. Okay, she says she does have a silhouette, Miss Kathy. So look at that option, and see if that's what you want to do. You might try it and just try one little piece and see what your application looks like. I can tell you that Bill Erickson on our CFE Glass Color Artist page, if you just type in Bill Erickson, he has a silhouette, and he has done tons tons of different designs. Go back on that page and just search his name, and you'll find different things he's done. And I think you'll be very impressed with what he did. Okay. This is done with our stamps. So I was using a stamp as an outline. I know I shouldn't move my hand that fast. Sorry. And then I came back and colored in. And there's a whole, we call it ink technique. It doesn't have any inks. It's just a technique. And that's what we call it when Debbie developed this technique 2 or 3 years ago. Good evening, Miss Lori from British Columbia. Okay, so that's just another way that you can outline and do things. Okay, you can just stamp and have just an outline. This is the designers. The designers are the ones that come in the little bag, and they are a non-enamel. They do have to be capped. So I stamped this on white glass. This is also out there on that stamping and inking video that I did, I don't know, probably 4 months ago, maybe longer than that now, first of the year. It had designers on it, and it walks you through the whole process. Okay, so there's free videos, and then we also do have some downloadable, purchasable videos out there on the website. So another way to outline. All right, I'm going kind of quick, sorry. So this is another one that is, this is the stamp, the pinwheel inside. Oh, you know what? This has got paint on it. I just realized that. You're probably wondering, what's that blue on top of there? I was demonstrating. Okay. So I stamped, and then I came in and filled in. I also used the quill pen with the designers and did Zentangle. And then I put this on top of a transparent glass, left a little bit of an edge, 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. And then I sifted clear over the top. And it has a little bit of a texture. Some of the colors require more clear. Can you see how that's kind of dotted, or it almost has like a sugar effect to it? It's kind of cool, and I think it'd be great for some jewelry techniques. I would need to sift over this again and refire it because I didn't get enough on there. And this has got color concentrates for the brush strokes, and then I used some designers to do some of the other work. Okay. All right, any questions, Jenny? Okay. I got a good drink. All right, so today, I think it was today, or maybe it was yesterday, I posted a memory of this on my page. This is color concentrates stamped on and then brushed in on thin fire firing paper. Thin fire firing paper. And there's a whole YouTube out there on this. And then I have downloadable packets and other things on the website. Now, what I want you to see, and I don't know if I can capture it on camera, I want you to see the back. Can you see the background right there? Do you see how it's kind of shimmery, the white area? That is what thin fire looks like in between glass. I did nothing to the background. That does it on its own. It looks like white sparkle inside. It's kind of cool. So Grace, you may want to cut a piece of thin fire and put it between 2 millimeters to do some ornaments, and you could have that shimmery background, but not if you're going to cover up the whole thing. But that just shows. Jenny, I hear a dog. I'm not sure if they can hear it or not. I hope not. Okay, so that's kind of fun. All right. I don't think anybody has seen this one in a long time. Let's go back to the low fire, no fire piping paste. So I put, I don't know, a picture or something underneath, and I did white paste to outline. I also stuck down a piece of contact paper onto my glass. These are single layer, 3 millimeter. So these could be ornaments. That's what I did them for. They've got holes in them. And then I glued them to this board. So if you were doing like your grandkid's picture and you wanted to put it behind the piece of glass. So if you take the low fire, no fire piping paste. So I put a piece of contact, cut it with your decorative scissors, whatever, stick it to the glass, put that paste on here with a palette knife, very thin. I'm talking extremely thin, Miss Paulette, okay? Because I know she's going to try this. Very thin. If you get it too thick, it tends to bubble up over your frit, okay? So you want it really thin, and then you can push your frit into it, and almost like a mosaic type thing, but it has to be very thin. And I think I used fine frit on these, okay? Your dog's not happy, Jenny. Hopefully I don't think they can hear you. Okay, so this is just a couple other examples that's got some pink. And the fun thing with this is, okay, and make sure you listen really well to what I'm going to say, because somebody's going to do it and come back at me and say, you didn't say this. Because of the elasticity in the paste, we can't hear any dogs. Okay, thanks, Jameson. Okay, it's just just on my end. Okay. The elasticity in the paste, you're pushing it on with a palette knife, and then you're pushing the frit into it. Okay, and I've masked off the area in here so I don't have to worry about it. You can actually take window glass or combine any COE. So maybe you've got a little bit of 90. I'm going to pick on you, Paulette, that you don't use anymore, and you're on 96 now like me. So I will tend, because I know that this is 96 pink. It's fuchsia, I think is the name of the color of it. This is 96 base, but it's 90 frit. Because of the elasticity in the paste, the low fire, no fire piping paste, you can get away with mixing. Only on this technique. Only on this technique, okay? So make sure you understand that. So you could take cheap window glass and do this, but still use your bullseye or your 96 frit, because a lot of us don't have different colored frit that's window glass, okay? So that's kind of a cool technique, okay? Any questions on that before I tell you about some other things on this board? Okay, Jenny's back and the dogs have stopped, she said. Okay. All right, so that's fun. If you need more information on this, I can actually take a picture of this and I'll upload it on the blog page also. And that way, and I'll put some notes on here so that you'll have it. I just grabbed this at the last minute thinking, oh, wow, I'll just show them that too. This piece is bubble art that was flooded on a 3mm piece. And then I put coarse clear, or you could put any size frit, on top of the bubble art when it was wet. And it gives it, can you kind of see that? It's kind of diffused. It's almost like frit migration, but it's bubble art migration, we'll call it. Okay. And all of these, yeah, I see it. Lori's asking, are all of these melted in one piece of, so this is just a single layer of glass, Lori from Canada. Okay. And then it is put in the kiln and it's melted onto that piece. Correct. She's new to glass. So she's asking the new questions, which is great because it just it helps everybody at the same time. Okay, on this piece here, this is one of those holy molds of CPIs where it's got the hole in the middle. I actually colored the frit on this one, the pink frit, the dark green frit on this, and some of this one. You can take and mix your colors up in one of those little, you know, sauce cups, the little cups, and put any, you can put clear frit in it, mix it up really well. And I need to do a video on this and show you. And then what you do is you spread the frit out on parchment paper, wax paper, something that it can dry. So you let it dry, and then you can actually use that inside doing your castings. Okay, she said I'm moving fast again, sorry. So you can make your own colored frit, and then you can put it into your castings. I wouldn't put it on the bottom of a piece. I usually put something else on the bottom, like clear or white, and then I come in on top because I don't want my color touching my mold and possibly sticking to it. Oh, this is a plastic thing, Lori. This is just a, it's like a sign that I had in my booth. It sits in a wood stand, and I just glued these all down, if that's what you're asking me. Sorry. I think that's what you're, I am really Asking questions. I have a lot of stained glass. Some of the stained glass, Talissa, you can fire. I would try one of these techniques with the paste with it. That would be interesting because a lot of your stained glass you can fire. You just have to do it stained glass to stained glass, the same piece, is what I've been told. Now, someone may correct me on that, but that's what I know. I'm a painter. I'm not a. Okay, Jenny's is saying yes. Thank you. Because I'm a painter. I'm not and I've never done stained glass. Okay. So you could actually take a piece of that stained glass, put your contact paper on there, smear a little bit, very thin. I'm talking, you should almost see through it thin. Okay. Because it foams up. And then you could take some of your other Frit and put on there, and it should be fine. I would test it on a couple of small pieces before you go gung ho with it. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, so I made the dark green and I put it in that one. This is just a clear. I have a piece of blue paper in here. Okay, I should have had white, I guess. Here's that bubble technique where I just kind of dropped the little chunks of the color on it. And then, so it was on white glass and I capped it. And then this is just showing you some of the, and then this piece actually is using plexiglass medium that we sell on the website mixed with the enamel. And there's a complete technique out there. Plus you get the technique. I do the printouts when you buy that. And then you can cut out your blue. So this is like sapphire blue enamel that's been mixed up with the plexiglass. It was dried, baked, went through all the process. And then I punched it out of craft punches and put it between glass. That's kind of cool too. So if you're someone that can't paint, or you say you can't paint, I can teach you to paint. But these are things that you can do, and you don't have to know how to paint. Start with something simple and then work your way up. Okay. Can fuse two pieces of stained glass if they are from the same sheet. Right. So Talissa, just if you're doing stained glass, make sure it's all from the same sheet. So like if you're making a cross and you've got a horizontal and a vertical piece, make sure they come out of the same sheet of glass. Okay, that's the best advice we can give you on that. All right. Ooh, look at all these. Okay, so this is similar to what we did a couple weeks ago with the jewelry. I used, again, the etch-all, and I will take pictures of these and I'll scan them in and put them on that blog page. Like I said, I went scrambling for some samples and things to show you and talk about tonight, and I grabbed these. So I used the etch-all resist gel to outline. When it was dry, then I flooded in color, then I peeled it off. So and these, Margie and I did these a couple of years ago. So some of them have dichro behind them, some have black. This has got dichro. So wherever you see the dichro here, that is where the gel was. And then this is the enamel. And then we actually sifted on that particular one, sifted copper sparkle into the wet enamel just to give it another look. This is just your basic all etching with stickers that Tanya Viet does. We sell the etching cream and the dip and etch. So we were showing, here is that wiggle with the resist. Same thing, put the resist on so the black glass will show through and flood it in the sparkles. So there's so many different things that you can do. Just, your imagination is your limitation. So hopefully this gives you some ideas and inspiration that get you thinking about Christmas gifts, or if you're doing Christmas shows, there may be something on here that appeals to you. Okay. Any questions on any of those? You guys are quiet tonight. Which one? Yeah, it's a lot of it. You go back and watch it, it is a lot of information. Okay. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about is my schedule. So I'm going to promote it again. The blue floral plate. All right, let me see if I can get this going the right way. No, I didn't. Okay, this is a ceramic plate. This Zoom class is offered this weekend. It's offered on Saturday and on Sunday, 2 to 5 o'clock. I don't think it'll take 3 hours, but even if you can't make it, You can purchase the video, and I'm going to show you how to get to that. And Jenny just put the link in the chat also. It shows any of the classes I have coming up on Zoom. So this has got a watercolor dreamy background. You also learn some brush strokes. You learn 3-color blending. And it is a ceramic plate, $24.95. Either day, you get the recording. You get the pattern pack, which I think is 15 pages, step by step. Photos that I show you. I know some of you have bought my techniques before. I put it in there as if I've never touched your hands before, and that way you get all the information, because you may only buy one thing from me, and I want you to know what the products are, how it's done, what brushes are used, the whole 9 yards. Then, so I have that this weekend, 21st or the 22nd. You can still get them. Oh, I put 2 there. That should be another 2, 22nd. I was typing this real quick before going live. I'm also teaching by request my ornaments that I do. And I don't know, maybe some of you that didn't see those. I'm not sure. Okay, it's not readable. Let's see if I can go. How about that? It's a little better, but not. Anyway, these are all on the website. I'll show you on the website too in just a second. Okay. So let me turn this over. So here's one of the ornaments that I do. This has nothing to do with colors for earth products. This is something I do on the side. I had orders for 147 of them last year. A lot of work. I can only do 10 to 12 in one day, and I was cranking them out. So people asked me if I would do a class on it. So I do have 2 classes set up. The first class is the beginner one that just teaches you basic how to apply the basic 5-petal flower and some quick little strokes. Okay. And I do take orders for these. Like I've still got orders from last year. That's what's in the beginner one, is the basic. And you also learn how to put the glitter on the inside of the ornaments. Okay. In the advanced one, I'm going to show you the butterfly and the smaller flowers. I'm also going to show you how I did my peacock design. This is a brand new design. Only one other person knew that this was out. I actually did this probably January. And the pansies, how I did that one. Okay, so those are 2 different classes. Those are both $24.95 also. If you've not done any type of painting like this before, I would recommend the beginner one. And then if you have, feel free to sign up for the advanced one. Okay. It's fun, great gifts. Like I said, I made, and now I'm going to have glitter everywhere forever. And I've got a lot of people signed up for it. Do we have a question? Incredible ornaments. Thank you, Miss Paulette. Okay, so I've got the 2 ornaments coming up in September 5th and the 19th. And then I have a seminar in Northport, Alabama. I'm headed to the Columbia, South Carolina show, October 1 and 2. But on the Tuesday before the show, I'm going to do a class at Miss Nell Fair's shop in Northport, Alabama. We're going to do a ceramic piece and a glass piece in one day. Okay, and then the South Carolina show, 1st and 2nd. If you're coming to the show, it's ceramic and glass. I give a discount for pre-orders, 20% off. Okay, all of this is listed on our calendar on the website. I'm going to show you where that's also. And then after the show, I am going, and I forgot to put the date there. The Monday after the show, would that be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the 4th. I'm going to be at Tyrone Arts and Crafts School in North Carolina, and we're still determining the projects for that. And it is a one-day ceramic and glass also. And then when I get back in November, I'm headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Kiln Arts of Tulsa, Miss June's shop up there. And we're doing a 3-day. We're doing a Friday night, Saturday, and a Sunday. And it is a combination of ceramics and glass also. We're hitting everything. Okay. All right. What else do I need to tell him, Jenny? Yep. Okay. So we had a lot of people share. Oh, I should probably show the screen real quick before we do that. Hold on, guys. I was going to show you how to get to show this. Okay, can you hear me or not? Okay, I'm gonna have to show both of these at the same time, evidently, to make this work. Okay, so quickly, I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna show you underneath the education tab at the top in the blue bar, you would go down to the Zoom webinars. And because I'm running this other, it's gonna run a little bit slow, so give it just a second. Sorry, guys. It is circling. This may or may not work. I may be using, okay. So when it comes up, it's going to show you there's that advanced ornament class. You just click on the words. See how it's got a link if you hover over the words. Here's the basic or beginner. And then here are the 2 Zoom plates. So once you click on one of those, you have to be logged in to sign up. So you need to go into my account, and I'm not going to go there because it's going to have my stuff, but go in up there. If you are a new, if you've never been on our website, never ordered anything, you need to go to my account and set up an account. And then you can scroll down, and at the bottom, it would tell you, see, it says you need to be logged in to register for this meeting. Okay, so you'd have to do that and then come back. Okay, and you do get the recording. I have different kits. You can see me hovering over this flyer. There's different kits available that include everything, the plate, color, the brushes. I don't think I can get it to you before Saturday since it's Tuesday, but I can try. If you order tonight, I can get it out tomorrow. But there are brush kits, there's color kits in case you've already got. So anyway, all the information is here. Now, in your email that you get when you sign up for a Zoom class, it'll have the links to go to that meeting on that day. Don't delete those emails. If for some reason you lose the email, go to the My Account up here on the right, and you have to be registered. And I'm not going to sign in, but when you sign in, over here on the left-hand side, I keep wanting to reach up there and touch it with my finger. On the left-hand side, it'll say meetings, and you can click on that, and anything that you purchase will be in that meeting tab within your My Account. Okay, so that's where you would find that. All right. To get back to the home page, you can just click on the logo. And I wanted to show you one other thing, all of those, and I'm going to click, all of these are buttons that go to those things. So a lot of people don't understand that. Here is your quick reference guides over here on the left. So you can click on that. So those photos I was showing you in the beginning. And you just, as it says here, click on the image to download the files. Okay. So they're all right there for you. So hopefully that'll help you. Don't forget about all the free videos under the video tutorials. And what this is a playlist of all the different videos. So if you want to know about piping paste, click on that. It'll take you to the YouTube playlist. Okay, so everything is there for you. Or if you want to just cruise through all of them, just click on all. Okay, all right, so I'm going to stop sharing that. Okay, all right. So hopefully that gives you some basic information. Hello, Miss Isabel. She's from far away. Okay, so for the sharing winning, so if you're not a friend of mine, I can't see it. I know there was 8 other people that shared the video, could not see it, who they were, because they're not friends of mine. Okay, so either message me that you've shared it, or you know, let's be friends so that I can see it. So I picked out of the names that I could see. Okay, so the person that's winning the plate, this is the round one, is, drum roll please. Oh no, Miss Ginger, and I'm not going to try to say your last name. Ginger A, I'm going to say, and you'll have to tell me someday how to pronounce your last name. And she is right there on the chat. So Ginger, you won that finished plate. Okay, congratulations. What are you laughing at, Jenny? Okay, are you laughing at me? Oh, Den, he's always, Den, I thought he won one other time. Okay, so Jenny is going to spin all the comments, which will be the YouTube and the Facebook one. So everybody's in the drawing, and we're going to do a winner for this, and tell me if you have this. Anybody that wins, if I don't already ship to you, make sure you message me your address, email, phone number, so I can send you tracking on your winnings. Okay, so the next one is the color concentrates on fused glass DVD, valued at $45. And Jenny is going to spin through the comments and tell us who won that one. All right, drum roll for Jenny. Sandy Dillon. Awesome. Okay, Sandy, hi there. If you have that already, let me know and we'll swap it for something else. Okay, so just message me. All right. Then the next drawing is for a piece that I did on a live. This is a little watermelon dish. Okay. And let's spin for that one. I can just hear Jenny. Carmen Sparks. Awesome. Okay, Carmen, congratulations. I'm not sure if I have your information, so make sure you message me. Okay, that way I have it. And as far next week, I'm not going to be on. I'm leaving next Thursday for a wedding in Missouri, my best friend's wedding, and wish me luck. I'm taking Miss Finley with me, my 3.5-year-old granddaughter. So anyway, I'm headed up there, and Tuesday night, yeah, I'm just not going to do it because I've got too much going on, but I'll be back the next week. Okay. All right. Any final questions? Anything, anybody? You can always submit any, email me at info@colorsforearth.com or ceramicsbypaula@gmail.com and send your questions in. I'll answer them, either on the live if you want it or personally if you don't want it, out there for everybody. Okay. And remember to like and share the video to get in the next week's drawing when I come back, okay? And be sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring that bell. Click on that so you get notifications when I upload something because I've got other videos that I just haven't got edited yet. So, and let me know what you want to see next. I think next time is ceramics, and we're going to do that black background. I don't have the piece in front of me with all the different colored flowers. So I'm going to show you on a different piece how to do that. Okay. All right, guys. Any last questions? I don't see anything. Do you, Jenny? My picture is small. She said, I am. No, I shouldn't be. Okay. I should be full screen, but she says maybe I'm not. Here, let me just. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. Okay, guys. Okay. She's talking to me in my head again. Sorry, maybe it didn't connect and the camera's not big again. I'm seeing big, but she says I'm small. I apologize for that. So, okay, guys, I will see you next time. Okay. Have a good evening and a great week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Thank you. It's like doing that blinky thing. And why is it not stopping? Okay, I'm going to refresh, Jenny, because it's not stopping. This is what it did to me last week. And they can still hear us right now. I know they can. I have no idea what it's doing.